Welcome back to the AIM podcast. Gabe, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm excited. We just wrapped up a really fun AIM Alpha Fame Retreat weekend, part 2. And it was fun, man. I appreciate you coming up.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Enjoy spending time like this with, just some fun friends, just experience and have fun and kind of bounce ideas off of each other and see how we're doing. So,
no doubt. It's cool because everybody kind of does their own thing. And then we all come together, like you said, and just catch up. And honestly, one of my favorite highlights from the weekend, and I want to hear yours next, is our strength sessions. We get in there. And the cool thing about our group is like we have a very diverse training styles across the board, from you, kind of the bodybuilding side, which we'll get into today, all the way to, track and cross country runners. So yeah, that's probably my favorite part. And what was yours?
I would say that for sure is, the Matt Barrett, drop set was pretty crazy with leg extensions. So, but to be honest, just like just like this right now and just chilling and hanging out with friends and just talking and about just normal things. It doesn't have to be super serious. Those are just great times that I really enjoy. And so yeah.
No doubt. Well, that was good stuff. We had a great photo shoot. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that was a lot of fun.
Cesar Sanchez is a beast.
Yeah.
He can do good stuff with the camera. So
Heck yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's jump into this. I want you to just kind of talk to me a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and your story. Just tell me about you, man.
So I'm Gabe Bollinger. I'm from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I was born in Mooresville, North Carolina. So I'm in senior high school right now. I breed dogs. I just got finished with senior football, and then I also am trying to become a professional. Or I will become a professional bodybuilder. I
like that.
So right now, actually, I just finished my did my first bodybuilding competition. So I won 2 shows, or the two like divisions that I entered. It went really good. Really good. Like just learning, seeing how it is, and what to expect for the next show. That it's going to be a little more serious. This was kind of like a little like local show that wasn't nothing like, I mean, there were some serious guys there, but it wasn't like crazy. But it was more of just to like get through the emotions of what prep's going to be like, how your body responds to things, and like what to be expecting, what to expect. So
no doubt. And how old are you?
I'm 18.
18. Yeah. Young boy.
Heck yeah.
That's good stuff. You're starting early, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, let's jump into, kind of your motivation for why you're doing what you're doing. What caused you? Did you wake up one day and were just like, I just want to get bigger? Like, what is the root from your passion for bodybuilding and the reason you're trying to put in this work?
Well, it's kind of just something that I just have in me. Like, it's just kind of hard to explain. It's just like, it's like I have to, like, I just gotta, it's something I have to do almost, like more like the question of like, what do I love bodybuilding so much? Really, I just love just the look and like how almost insane it is, and it's also something that's insanely hard to do, and it's just kind of like a passion and something that I see so clearly, and something that I feel like I can achieve like without a doubt. Like there's no question in my mind that I can do it, and I feel like that I've never had that with anything else. Maybe like thoughts run through my mind of like, how far do I want to take football, or some other kind of sport that I was playing in. It's just kind of like, and I don't really know if I want to really take it to like trying to go pro and any of that. But it's like with this, it's just like I'm gonna go do it. There's no like, oh maybe, So really, my motivation comes through just waking up every day and like seeing how hard can I just like push every single day, and like the challenge of like how consistent can you be day in and day out. It's not just like for 1 week, like, oh, can I stick to a diet? It's like for 365 days, can I stay to a diet? And then times that by 10 years, you know what I mean? Like, or like by 10 times, like, can you do that for 10 years straight? Like, that's the real question. And most people cannot do that. And it's just because they don't have the want or the need to do that. They just like, a lot of people are watching what I'm doing and I'm like, what the heck? Like, why are you doing that? Like, Why can't you come out and like party? Or why can't you eat this McDonald's? You know what I mean? It's like, well, I don't want to, because I have this exact goal that I see so clearly that I want to pursue and achieve, that like it's just kind of pointless at this point. You know what I mean?
No doubt. And I think the thing you see a lot is, especially it's unique because of your age. I think, you look at even people older my age and beyond my years, there's not a lot of people at the top that are that committed, but especially 100%. At your age.
Yeah.
And that's where I think there's a lot of uniqueness in what you do. And like you said, it's just like there's so many people that want to do the things that be successful. They want to have the success, but they don't want to put that work in.
Yeah, and thanks for that. And I agree. I also see people say, like, you know, what's the secret to this, and what's, you know, what are you working out? Yeah, how are you working out? And what are you eating? And it's just like, dude, really, there's no secret to it. It's more of, and I've heard people say, you know, it just kind of seems cliche to be like, it's just about putting in the work and staying consistent, because that's what everybody that gets there says, and because that's the truth. You know what I mean? I haven't gotten there, but I've been working out for 3 to 4 years. That I know that is the truth, because there's no exact workout, exact motion, exact food to eat, exact drug. Even when you want to get into drugs to take to get to the top. You know what I mean? It's more about like really working your butt off to just day in and day out, like, you know what I mean? Just consistently just grinding, and you will get there, but it comes down to, in your heart, do you believe it? Because 100%. if you don't believe that in your head, you're not going to just like make it happen. People that are great, it doesn't just happen out of like you wake up one day and you just hit the lottery. No, Kobe didn't just become a star from playing a little basketball, going to practices every day, and doing all the team workouts. He became that great athlete because he was working out after the team workouts, and he was practicing before the team practices. You know what I mean? So 100%. It's like you got to go to that next level, and some people don't, and most people don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So
right. And I think this is cool because it ties into a Motivational Monday topic we had a few weeks ago
100%.
About how you don't have to have all the answers, but you have to believe in yourself. And like that's the thing, is like in the world we live in with social media and just how public people's lives can be, people can see the success that people have because they're, you know, promoting it, which I don't think anything's necessarily wrong with that.
Yeah.
But they think that they can get that instantly. They don't see all the work that was put in to get to those pictures and those moments where they're able to show their success. And like you said, it's crazy because everybody will find someone successful and be like, give me the exact steps you took. Give me the exact answers. And the people that are at the top, they don't know the answers. They just found a way because they believed.
Yeah. And I saw this thing, and it was like a person, I think it was Kobe, saying, you know, I didn't know if I was going to make it to the top, but all he knew is every single day he's going to wake up and he was going to work his butt off to get there. And if he gets there, he's going to get there. If he doesn't, he died knowing that he wasn't going to make, you know what I mean? That person was going to, I'd rather die trying than die and not ever try at all. You know what I mean?
100%.
So it's like, well, like even if I don't, which I'm going to accomplish my goals, but even if I don't, I know that I'm going to take so much away from this, or any other person's going to take so much away from just learning how to work their butt off and just staying consistent to something from like longer than just a few days or a few weeks or a few months. You know what I mean? Those are just principles that you'll never, you know, that'll never leave you. And even if I don't stop like lifting super seriously in like 5 years because of a exact reason, I'll still have that in my brain and like in my soul that I can carry on to other things. It's not just about, you know, being Mr. Olympia or being whatever you want to be. It's deeper than that. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
So,
and the cool thing I see come from an outsider's perspective with you, and obviously, you know, we have a good relationship, and I've gotten to know you pretty well through judo and everything, but like you literally have to love what you do.
Yeah.
And I can tell you do. I can tell you're passionate about it, because that's another big problem that people don't talk a lot about, is they think that maybe their mom wants them to do something, or society or social media, like someone wants them to do something. They feel pressured to do it, but their heart's not in the game.
Yeah.
And you can only go but so far with that.
100%. I was just thinking about this. I saw Gary Vee. He was saying, you know, I never really loved working out, so I didn't really work out a whole bunch. But what I love doing is making business deals and making money. So he went and did that. You know, I have people say like, or I see people asking questions like, oh, how do I stay motivated and stuff like that. And there are ways to do that. But there's a mixture between being motivated and staying, and you want to be disciplined and stuff. And I think everyone should be, to extent, work out and take care of the nutrition and everything like that. But you also need to find that thing that you don't even have to think about motivation. it's that thing that like, dude, I freaking love this. And then you go 100% with that. Because if you can find that passion and that love, you can go and then you add the discipline, and then you go just that extra mile. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like you can do so much with that. Because I mean, I really don't think I've worked out for almost 4 years. I don't think there's been one gym session, and I've been working out at least a few times a week, like usually more than that. I don't think there's been one gym session that I've been like, I don't want to go. You know what I mean? It's just, I love it so much. And obviously there are times where I'm like, you know, I could be doing something else, but I get my butt to the gym. But it's just something that I don't really have to push myself to get into the gym. You know what I mean? There's other things like staying to the diet and like deciding not to go eat this, and those get really hard. But it's just, I love to like see what I can do with it, that it just comes easily because I see, but it takes time to get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the first time I decided to do a meal prep, it was freaking terrible. You know what I mean? But I've learned the few mistakes in how to do the things, and every single time I do a meal prep or I do certain, it just keeps getting better and better and better, and I stay more consistent and more consistent and more consistent. And in like 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8, 10 years, it's just gonna be like a machine almost, you know what I mean? Like it's just perfection. And that's what I fight for every day, is perfection in everything that I do. And I obviously know that like I won't always hit that, but I'm going to at least fight for that, you know what I mean? So
no doubt. And it's people overcomplicate it too much. It's like, if you truly like you brought the point, you know, people asking, how do I get motivation? Do you want motivation? All you got to do is find what you love. Mm-hmm. That's what gives you motivation. Mm-hmm. And the other point that you made there, and this is true, and this is something we can even get into more of, because I think it's important. It's just like how people, because they find what they love and they're working hard towards it, but they think it's going to be a smooth path. They think there's not going to be any obstacles to anything that's going to be hard in the way. And you, like you said, like, you know, dieting's a big thing we can get into, because I know that's a difficult thing. Yeah. You probably don't love dieting, but you love power, you love lifting, and you love, you know, your goals, the results, but that's a component of it. And so in order for you to hit your top goal, that's something you're going to have to deal with. So how do you manage to deal with the harder things that are involved with your ultimate goal, but also still keep your eyes on the goal?
You know, I even have this conversation in my head, like, why the heck am I in the gym, like working my butt off, like throwing up sometimes or going so hard, it's like the worst pain, right? But I just want to be the best, and I want to be at least my best so bad that those things are like enjoyable to me. Like dieting, like for the show, like, dude, sometimes literally I would feel like I'm about to pass out because I don't have enough food. And like, but it's like, if you were to ask me at that time, like, are you happy? Like, are you doing what you want to do? Heck yeah, like 100%. You know what I mean? Like, no doubts about it. No second guessing of like, do I want to do the show, or do I want to be a bodybuilder? Like, no, like 100%. Like, I'm on board. Like, when, you know what I mean? What's the next thing? You know? Right. So it's like, they say the hardest part of like being consistent to something, or like starting to work out, is like the first 6 months. But as soon as you see like those results and those gains and like the progression, dude, it's like so much more motivation. Because like the beginning, I wouldn't even question myself. Can I get bigger? Can I do this? Can I do that? You know what I mean? And I didn't know. And that was another thing of like, I don't know if I can do this, but I'm gonna like freaking work my butt off and like try. You know what I mean? And if I don't make it, then I don't make it. But I'm rather like go through it and like at least know that I tried than to not go through it at all. But now that I've like achieved pretty good things, and like at least for right now, I'm like even more like zeroed in, because I know there's so much more that I can do. Sure. You know? Absolutely. So it's just like once you see that, like you get that little bit of taste of like that something great, it's just like sky's the limit, you know?
No doubt. And I think you've got so much, like you said, so much room to grow. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that is crazy with your particular endeavor, is that this is everything's a process, but bodybuilding is a process. Oh yeah. And I mean, it's a day by day, just brick by brick process. Talk to us about your training right now. Obviously, you just had your competition. It went super well. You crushed it. But like now you're okay. So competition's over. It's behind you. Enjoy it. what are you doing now to prepare for your next objective? What's it look like?
So it's a lot of strength training actually, because what people they have is, at least people that work out and kind of know something about it. If they're not bodybuilders, they kind of have this whole thing is like bodybuilders go in there and they do those high reps and they're pumping up the the Arnold type of workouts, right? Where it's great, but like you're kind of like more like the contraction and like squeeze and like pumping up. It's like kind of higher reps, right? Like lighter weight.
Right.
But this now, so I do upper and lower days, but I do upper focus and lower focus days. So like right now, like say I'm doing like a chest, it's an upper chest day, right? Chest focus day. So I'll start with like my strength training, because in order to get bigger, you have to get stronger.
Right.
So you need to be pushing heavier weight, progressively up. Otherwise, you're not going to get stronger. If you're doing 20-pound dumbbells and you're curling it for 15 reps and you're doing that every day for years, you're going to hit a plateau and you're not going to be able to get any bigger,
Right.
Or you're bench pressing a certain amount. So you have to focus on also getting stronger with also growing that muscle. So right now, say I'm doing like a chest day, right? I would do a chest upper day. I go in, I do like the first, I do a incline dumbbell bench press, right? I'll work up to a top set, so it's usually like no fatigue on like the first few sets, and you're just feeling it out, working on form and everything like that. Then the I would say like the set before the like all out set is like a kind of like a like 80% almost, and you're also just kind of feeling it out. And then the last set, which would be around probably like so you want to make sure you warm up before it all and everything like that, but then you have that like last set, and that's all out. You're giving it your all. It's failure, but you want that failure set to be around like probably 5 to 7 reps. So you're really the low reps, but you're pushing that heavy weight, and you're really demanding that muscle to grow, because the muscle grows under stress and when it needs to adapt. Otherwise it's not going to adapt, or it's not going to get bigger because it has no reason to. That's why you need to do higher weights. So right now, I just hired a coach named Phil Viz. He's really, really knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. And that's what he's got me on. So I'm just really focusing on strength and getting that up and getting my form, keeping my form tight and everything like that. So then I can really just keep going, because strength is super important, even with bodybuilding and like following into other things in that realm. So I'm also taking longer breaks in between my my workout exercises,
during the workout.
And it's hard sometimes, because usually I'm used to like even like 60 seconds, 45 seconds, like it's you're running through it, right? And you're trying to keep that pump and everything like that. But the problem with that is you're not really focusing on that next set, and you're not focusing on every single rep. So now I'm taking around like 2 to 4 minutes depending on what I'm doing. And that gives me time to really calm down, let my self calm down and rest back up. So then when I get to that next set, it's like, all right, we're focused in, locked in. It's just me in the weight right now. Like, get this done, and then we're good. And then you can focus on every rep, and you've got enough time in between. Because when you're running through things, you're not really focusing always on form 100%.
Right.
You think you are, but you're not, And you're not focusing on contracting the muscle like you probably should, because you're fatigued, you're gassed, you know what I mean? So when you give yourself that break, it lets your body, really recover, so that then you can get back into it. But I'm also really... I'm taking a lot more rest days. So I'm doing a 10-day split, and I'm resting like 4 or 5 days of that. I think it's 4 days or something like that of that split. And if I need more, if I'm feeling a little more beat up, then I'll take that day off. But that's the thing that's hard for people, because they're thinking more is better. And sometimes it can be. And at the beginning, I think it probably can, but rest is just as important as going super hard in the gym. You know what I mean? So I also learned that like over quarantine, I was working out with a friend, and I actually got stronger then, but we were working out in a bigger group, and we were having around like probably 3-minute breaks,
right?
Like rests. and my strength was going up a lot faster than when I'm working out with myself, and it's kind of like a faster, less. So I'm going back to the basics and just keeping things simple and just a lot of effort and just going all out every day. And that's working a lot. Like my legs have seen crazy progression already just from, and I'm doing legs probably about every 10 days around there. So and I think it's about 10 around like 8 to 10 days. I'm doing legs and that's really helped getting it because it's a little bit more than what I was doing it. So that's helped kind of because my legs have always been my weaker part, but it's actually growing. They're growing a lot and they're kind of becoming my like better side. So, just really, like you said, bringing it back to the basics and really just pushing super hard. So.
No doubt. Are you training by yourself right now? I know you have a coach, but are you in groups with other people or are you going by yourself right now?
So I usually train by myself because I don't like to talk a lot in the gym because I'm like really like trying to focus in, But I actually just started working out with one of my friends named Michael Lane, and he's super serious and like super, he knows what he's doing, and we get in there and he's pushing me and I'm pushing him, and that's what I love. And I love working out with people like that, But I don't want to be like cocky or mean or anything like that about
he's
it.
He's not as strong as you.
But no. So no, he's really strong, but. Most people, they come in there and they just don't have that goal where they want to go out every single day and just go 100% every workout. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to do that, and I need someone that's going to also push me, and I want to push them. And so sometimes I don't like to work out with people because they don't have those exact goals. And I mean, that's fine with me, but what I have, I got to get what I need to get done. You know what I mean? So, but usually, before most of the time, I usually work out by myself, but sometimes I work out with other people. But usually, it's only like one other person, just because once you get like 3-4 people, it kind of gets a little jumbled up. But yeah.
No doubt. All right, now let's shift it to probably the more important aspect of this, and that's the diet.
Yeah, 100%.
And this is something that I don't know a whole lot about personally. It's something I'm excited to learn more about. Because I think a lot of people just think that you just go in there, you lift weights, you lift heavy, you go crazy, and you get big. But like, talk about the importance of the diet and what you're doing right now, diet-wise. Maybe your caloric intake, or you're in surplus, obviously.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, the importance, and kind of what you're doing dietary.
Yeah. So I just came off a show, or I just did a competition show, whatever you want to call it. But nutrition is as important, or just as, or more important. But really everything, you need everything 100% to see gains, and people don't understand that. So they think they can just go work out. And that's what makes bodybuilding so hard, is it's not just working out every day, and it's not just going hard every day. It's all day, every day, no rest. I mean, on your rest days, but you're always on you know what I mean? You're really 100% in.
For sure.
But right now, so during prep, I went down to 1,700 calories a day, which was hard, really, really hard.
That's crazy.
But when I was before that, in my like peak of the bulk and everything like that, I was eating around 45 to 5,000 calories. So,
oh my gosh.
and people, so this will be really important because people, this is like probably one of the biggest things that people ask me is like, hey, I've got a fast metabolism. What should I be eating? You know what I mean? And because that was literally me. I was 140 pounds freshman year. Now I got up to 215, and that was junior year. So, but what I suggest is, and at least this is what I did. I don't know if this is the best thing for everybody. This is what I did. I would eat until I almost throw up, wait 2-3 hours, and eat again till I almost throw up, and just do that. And I guarantee you're gonna gain weight. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but so I'll just walk you through for the show, for cutting and coming back down and really focusing. What I did is just started. I would eat about what I was eating, which was like a lot of chicken and rice and potatoes. And in the morning, I would eat oatmeal and eggs and stuff like that. And what I would do is start slowly cutting away like snacks. No snacks. I would start cutting away. No ketchup on things, no barbecue sauce on things, no like extra syrup on things. You know what I mean? Like
right.
little condiments, little extra calories that you're getting in that people don't understand
how they
add up
for
real
sure.
quick. I mean, a little protein bar every now and then, you think it'll start, a little snack will add up, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you start cutting that back down, and then you start getting back on a plan, you know, and then I would just start cutting down, and then you start just chipping away, and then by the time you know, you're at about like 2,300 calories, and that's, my metabolism was still really high, so I was burning probably the whole time on about like 25 to 2,800 calories because my metabolism was just so high. And then I really, about like 3 weeks out, I started really cutting, and that's where it really did damage. But right now, so when you're cutting like that and you're like almost lightheaded throughout the whole day just because you're like, I need food, your metabolism just slows down like crazy. So after the show, those are where people really mess up. And I'm not gonna lie, like I probably could have done like post show, they call it the rebound, like a little bit better. I think I did pretty good, but and I'm still kind of on it. But what you want to do after you're kind of deprived and you're literally like a sponge, because everything, it'll just, you know, everything that you're eating, you're feeling almost because you're so deprived. But right now, so what I'm doing is so I had 2 days or 3 days to kind of do whatever, eat whatever I wanted, you know, just chill. And then now I'm eating about 30, I think it's like 34 to 3,700 calories depending on my days. So on my lower days, which are legs, those are more dominant or more energy, and it's a lot harder days. So I up my calories to probably, I think it's around 3,700 calories. And then on my upper days, I eat around like probably like 35 or something like that. But then on my rest days, I eat, that's when I have my cheat meals, or like my cheat meal, I can eat kind of whatever I want. But I don't just eat it the whole day. So I have a cheat meal. I don't suggest people having like cheat days, or like on Sunday, I'm going to have a cheat day, because that'll add up real quick. Implement a cheat meal. You know what I mean? Yeah. So what I do is I have no calories, or no carbs throughout the day. It's just like kind of like a bunch of salads and eggs and egg whites and things like that.
Right.
And then at the end of my day, on my rest days, I get just a cheat meal, have whatever, and have as much as I want. Right.
What's your go-to cheat meal?
By far Chick-fil-A. Probably.
Not on Sunday.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, but it depends. It fluctuates. So I have them throughout the week, but I probably have like, I don't know, probably like two Chick-fil-A sandwiches, like a large fry, and like like a milkshake or something like that. So and then I'll eat like something else at home, like some ice cream. But I gotta go a little crazy. But that's beneficial. That cheat meal is actually very beneficial to you because it's at night, and if you work out in the morning. So then the next morning, those carbs and that energy is still in you. So you can go and work out, and that's kind of as fuel to work out in. But before your workouts, you need to make sure you're having some type of like sugars and carbohydrates. And then and what that does is that gives you the energy, because carbs are energy, and carbs are very important in a diet. What it does is it gives you energy, but the reason there's like people have that whole thing of like carbs aren't good is because people just go a little bit overboard. You know what I mean? So I try to have yogurt. Pre-workout, I have yogurt, and a lot of people ask me about my pre-workout, so I'll just kind of like explain it right now. I have yogurt, and then I have a banana, and I have a cup of oats, and I have that before my workout. And then after my workout, I have cereal. I have a bowl of cereal, and then I use vanilla whey isolate, and I mix that up, and I use the vanilla whey as the milk, and it tastes amazing. So that
sounds good.
That's what I use. So that's about the base of but right now I have pretty high protein, and what I'm doing is I'm just slowly going up in food as my metabolism goes back to normal, because when you're in a cut, it slows way down. So it's
gotta be gradual.
Because if I started eating 4,500 calories a day, I mean, my metabolism won't be used to it. It's still like down. So I would gain like 30, 40 pounds easily like that. Right. You know what I mean? So I want to slowly.
The wrong kind of weights.
Yeah, and it would be wrong, be fat, no, not good. So you want to slowly add up. And you're gonna get a little bit fat or a little bit of fat while you're bulking, but just moderate. So you want to slowly increase the calories as it goes up and watch yourself. And then you can, do it the right way and just as you need to. So that's what I'm doing right now.
That's amazing. It's a lot of discipline.
Yeah.
But that's cool. All right, man. This is the big question of the day, and I think this is like, across the board, any type of process-driven, mission you go through in life, like you're going to learn something about yourself. Mm-hmm. You're going to learn, something that you didn't know when you started, and you get to the end, and obviously, hopefully, you achieve the goal you were set out to do. But during that process, during that time, you learn so much about yourself. What is the one, and I'm sure there's a lot. Well, give me one thing, one tangible thing that you've learned about yourself so far from when you started to up till now that's like really changed your life.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be bodybuilding related per se. It's just something that you've learned during this process that you could give.
Okay. Like about like mentality or like
anything. Just something that you've learned about yourself that you didn't know about yourself, that this process brought it out of you. And the dedication you put into it, it taught you.
One thing I would do is, so some people like to change things up. I'm a very simple person. I like to eat the exact same things every day. You know what I mean? And I like to keep things simple and not too crazy. You know what I mean? Like my workouts are pretty basic, if I would say, and I don't do these like crazy weird workouts. You know what I mean? So it's just super basic, regular exercises, but I give everything into it. So and I give it all my effort. But I would say I like to keep things pretty basic, but I also would say I kind of like am pretty obsessive about things I always have been, about just my passions. But you also kind of have to be that way with bodybuilding, because you kind of have bodybuilders. It's a different kind of person. You know what I mean? Just because it's so consistent, sometimes your social life does kind of sacrifice, and you can't hang out with people all the time because you might have to get that certain meal down, or you have to go work out, or you probably can't go party or do all those things just because you have that goal that you need to get. But I would say I can get a little bit of tunnel vision about certain things, so 100%. Which is a good thing and a bad thing sometimes. So depends how you put it, but yeah.
No doubt, that's great, man. Last thing, this is big. Where are you going? What are your goals, and what are you about to go set out and accomplish with ambition in mind?
Yeah. So with ambition in mind, keeping that. So right now the goal is to probably take, I don't know exactly how long I need to take off. So I did, if anybody knows anything about bodybuilding, I did a class called Men's Physique, which is just board shorts. And then it's like just kind of you're judging like the upper part of your body. But I did that. So I feel like I need to get more muscle, even though like I'm pretty muscular to the average person. I need to get a lot more on me. I need to be up on stage probably 30 or 40 pounds, or probably 30, 40 pounds more than I was to step on stage, and I want to do classic physique. So I'm thinking probably around 4 years off, maybe less, maybe more, around there, 3.5, maybe 4 years. And just, bulk, but keep it moderate, like, still while maintaining like a good look, not getting like too fat, you know what I mean? Because you want to keep that small waist and everything. So doing that, and then really just growing. I breed dogs, so I'm really wanting to focus on that and grow that as I get older and as time goes. So probably just focusing on getting better and getting bigger and really tuning in the like small things, because small things add up. It's like if a person just put a crumb on the table, as they keep putting those little things up, that's gonna build into a big pile. That's why with just like little snacks while you're in prep, when you're trying to cut, those things add up, and people don't understand that. But well, they do, but they just don't have the discipline not to eat those things. Right. So but yeah, just just keep tuning in my skills and keep getting better every day and keeping ambition in mind. So
yes, sir. And long term, like your big goal, what are you chasing that big goal? What is the end?
So
big goal?
Every bodybuilder's goal is to be Mr. Olympia. So that's the goal right now. That's what I fight for every day. And some people say I can't do it. Some people are like, heck yeah, go for it. So and I had this is kind of where I get my like little motivation from. Is I had a teacher back in freshman year, when I was like a little toothpick, say that I could never gain any muscle at all, couldn't do any of that, you know what I mean? And that's just like, heck yeah, like let's go, let's go prove them wrong. So goal is to first become an IFBB pro by at least 25, and then go to the next level and step on the Olympia stage, and then one day take that title and become the Mr. Olympia. So
you know what I'm excited about?
What is that?
I'm excited about ambition of mine being behind you 100%.
Yeah.
And every
100%.
time you check one of those things off, we're shouting you out, we're giving you love, and we're supporting you along the journey. And you're going to go do everything you set your mind to do, because that's your vision, that's your dream, and no one else matters.
For sure.
Make it happen, brother. Appreciate you being on today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.